Wow. I feel so far down.
Yeah, it does sit pretty low.
Okay, this is awesome. So how many rides have you done?
I've only done a few.
Okay.
I haven't done too many yet.
So you're from Taft.
Yep.
That's awesome. So we're from Flintville.
Okay.
So yeah, his grandma lives in Taft. Well, are you from there originally, or did you move
I'm
there?
originally from Michigan.
Okay.
And then moved down to this area.
Why Taft, Tennessee?
So I live like a little bit out of Taft, but it was just opportunities, and that's just how it kind of worked out.
That's awesome.
But we're mainly in Huntsville, Madison, majority of the time.
So they have like a marked off road that cops don't pull us over on? So how many cars do you have? Is this the only one? Like,
So this is actually my boss's.
okay.
He's also my best friend.
Awesome.
So he has 46 cars.
46?
Yeah.
Where do you keep 46 cars?
In Taft.
Oh my, well, there you go. You gotta have lots of land.
Yeah. So he has a pretty big property. Keeps everything out there.
How cool.
And then I have a few cars, but nothing to, the size of his.
That's awesome.
Brian just asked for this car in particular, so I brought this one out.
This one's beautiful. So how fast does this go, really?
I've had this one up to like 170, 175.
Will we go that fast today?
Probably not. Like, you need a decent amount of space for it, Do you like going fast?
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever went that fast.
Like, we can go pretty fast.
Yeah.
It comes down to your comfort level.
One time I rode in this car when I was in college, and it had like the NOS in it. Remember when that was cool? And so one time we went. Oh my gosh, that's awesome!
So you're riding a car that nitrous?
Yeah, and it was. I mean, it was fast for like a second, and it was like, felt like that, like just for a few seconds, and then, but yeah, probably same thing. I don't know. Wasn't long enough to really go like a really fast.
Like this car
distance.
can get up relatively fast, like within a quarter mile, half mile, like you're doing 150, 160. So you don't need a whole lot of space.
That's awesome.
And the reason why this one's so fast is because it has a hybrid motor in it too.
Okay.
So it really helps like give that instant torque and power. So like that car is a giant motor. So it takes longer for like the RPMs, to get up there. Where this car has a V8, so it's a lot smaller, but it has turbos and the hybrid motor. So you have a whole bunch of things that are gonna help it like instantly
get there.
that.
Yeah, fast.
So like how like Teslas and electric cars, they have like that instant power. This has the same thing.
Okay. This is really pretty. get completely out of the clear for about once I have 5 years of remission.
How long have you been doing it now?
I'm only a year out.
Okay. So still pretty fresh for you.
Yes. We go to MD Anderson every 3 months, and I get a scan. And I could do that here, but if anything ever came back, I would want to be there.
Yeah, of course.
But no, I feel good. I don't feel like there's, I say all the time, like, God's brought me too far for it to come back. Like, that was just a piece of my story. Like, now I feel like there's so much more.
Yeah, at least you had it checked out. You didn't wait any longer.
Well, it was so crazy because I had been going to the doctor for a while, and I just kept getting like, they kept saying I had like bronchitis, and then they'd put me on a steroid pack, and I would feel better a little, and then I'd go back like 2 months later, and I'm like, I don't know, I just can't get rid of this cough, and so they put me on another steroid pack, and so finally in January of 2021, I was like, I'm going to this doctor's appointment, I'm not leaving until they find out what's going on with me. And he ended up doing a chest x-ray and finding the mass. But yeah, people ask me all the time, like, how did you know? And I said, I just knew something was off with my body. Just go to the doctor. You know your body. Just listen to it.
I feel like so many times, like, you go to the doctor and they're like, oh, it's just this. And it's like, they don't want to like fully investigate it.
Yes.
So like they really have a sign, like, oh, this might be, a tumor or cancer or something like that.
Yes. People just brush it off, and that's how a lot of people end up, it's too late for their cancer, because by the time they actually go,
no doctor
they're feeling,
listen or go too far into it. Or
yes. They're
they
just
want to use all the resources they have.
Yes.
Until you find a doctor that is willing to take that next step to really dig into it. A little more exciting than the nitrous car.
It's pretty awesome. I feel like I would have to just like build a racetrack or something in Taft, so I would just drive my car around all the time and go really fast.
Yeah, we know pretty much all the back roads out there, so.
Yeah.
It's not every day, you get to hang out in a Ferrari and a Lamborghini.
No. I've never even sat in either one of these vehicles, so that's pretty awesome.
Well, this is a brand new one, so, you don't forget the perks of that.
This is like a 2023?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. It's actually kind of cool. You got a screen over here. Kind of shows you like how fast you're going, what gears you're in. Tells you what G-forces you're pulling around corners and. Your first reaction when you found out, what everything that was going on?
Oh, it was really scary. Like, I honestly did not believe I had cancer. So when they didn't know what kind of cancer I had because it was so rare, so it took like 3 months.
So a lot of like questioning. And,
yes, every time the doctor called me, I was like, well, are they even sure it's cancer? And I remember the doctor saying, yes, it is cancer. And I was like, so at first they thought that I had, I'm trying to think what they thought I had, lymphoma. scary with 3 kids. Yeah, that was awesome. It's disheartening, but I just remember breaking down one night and getting on my knees, and I just begged the Lord. I was like, look, please don't take my life on earth right now. Like, save my life, and I promise I will use my life, this story for your glory. And I think from then on, like, that was just my mission. Like, I just knew, like, that's what was going to happen. Like, God was going to change this around. And even though my diagnosis looked really bad, I really had no fear. People tell me now that they thought that I was going to die and stuff. And I'm like, that is crazy, because I never thought I was going to die. Like, after me and the Lord had that conversation, like,
you had hope in God.
Yeah, I knew that we were going to beat it, and I knew that my story was going to be really big, and it would impact a lot of people, and I hope it has. I think it has. People tell me it has.
That's really good.
Me being so young scared a lot of people too. I was only 35, so
it's just crazy. Like, at any time, something like that can happen.
Yes.
The other child.
Yes.
He's 13 years old.
I know.
Been off it for so long. It can really happen to anyone, anytime. Which really opens your eyes to, how short our lives really can be.
Yes. It really does change your mindset too on what's important. Like,
it probably changed a lot of things.
It does. Like,
what you thought was important before is not even close to being important anymore.
Family is so important, and it's like, if we, before we would just like plan out our vacations and different stuff, and now we're just like, all right, yeah, let's go. You want to go? Last December I was like, I just booked this trip to Disney, and my husband was like, okay. Like, before he'd be like, no way, I can't.
More spontaneous, change a lot of things.
I can't take off work. We can't spend this right now. It's Christmas, but you definitely change your perspective.
It's really good.
These people in the hospital are probably like, what in the world? Okay, I don't know if that car is going to top this car. That was good.
It's still a fun experience. It's just a little different, that's all.
Yeah, that was also, I don't know if I can get up.
And you just push this little button right there.
Okay. Wow, thank you so much for the ride.
Thanks for telling your story.
Okay.
So, Allison, we went on our ride, and tell us a little bit about your cancer.
So I have a really rare cancer. It's called thymic carcinoma. Only like 300 cases a year is seen, and so I'm currently in remission. I didn't hear that it could be cured here, and we moved our family down to Texas last summer, and they had told me that they thought that they could cure this, and so here I am.
Well, that's great news. So that was a big decision moving to Houston, wasn't it?
Yes.
But I mean, it's almost life or death. So you're going.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going.
Yes.
And what made them be different in saying one saying they can't do that, and the other saying they can?
I think the main difference in deciding to go to MD Anderson was that they had seen this cancer before, and here, you know, we live in Tennessee, so I had went to, you know, Vanderbilt and those places. They had just never seen it. But yeah, I have to give them credit, because anytime you get a cancer now, they do like a tumor board, and they talk to people all over the world about, you know, different things. So they were treating me correctly. The main difference that MD Anderson was able to offer me was a specialist that just dealt with the thoracic cavity, and he was able to radiate that area specifically and take care of that for me, whereas they couldn't do that here.
So on your radiation treatment, that I've never had radiation treatment, did it feel worse than the chemo, or was it easier?
You know, I was getting chemo along with radiation, so I really don't know. But my doctor, you know, would joke with me. He was like, "You're the only patient I have treating this like a vacation down here." I mean, I would get treatment, and my husband would be wonderful. He'd have the kids all day. He would come pick me up at the hospital, and we'd go to the water park for the day or something. I mean, I was tired, but moving to Houston allowed us not to have anything going on. We didn't have to worry about busy schedules or anything. It was just there to get treatment and be together.
Right.
So initially when you got your cancer diagnosis, it was pretty grim, right? But you very strong in your faith.
Yes, they did not, they couldn't diagnose me for like 3 months, and they thought that I had another form rare cancer, and if you would Google that, it would said that I would have been dead by summer. And I just dropped to my knees one night, and I just begged the Lord to, you know, save my life here on earth right now, and I would spend the rest of my life honoring Him for it. And so I hope that I have changed some people's hope and perspective through my story, and I know that this is just one part of my story. It's not all my story. So
what do you think about what Brian's trying to do here with his
I
organization?
think it's incredible. This is so fun, and I think you're such a blessing to so many. Thank you so much for doing this.
So you really enjoyed it, huh?
Yes, this was awesome. I've never done anything like this before in my life, so I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
And your inspiration and what you're doing.